4, 3, 2. You're live.
Hi, I'm Brandon,
Hi, I'm Chloe.
and you're watching the Shabazz International Charter School Podcast Training number 8 on the Higher Learning Network.
Here at Shabazz, we address our elders as Mama and Baba. Today, our guest is longtime TV producer Baba Keith McDonald. Thank you for joining us, Baba Keith.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me.
Of course.
Bobby Keith, how are you doing today?
I'm doing pretty good. Got some gray skies out, maybe a little rain, but I'm happy, and I'm happy to be here with the two of you.
All right, Baba, let's get right into the questions.
Okay.
So, first off, how long have you been producing?
I've been producing since 1996, which is probably sometime. Well, that's 27 years I've been producing, and I've been a producer at what is known as Chicago Access Network Television, which is CAN TV or Public Access Television, for those 27 years.
That's very nice. If you don't mind me asking, what you do producing? So, who or what do you do it for? As in, like, what company or like what TV channel?
Okay, so I'm glad you asked that question. The channel is cable channel 19, 21, 27, 36, and 42. There are 5 channels that are made up under CAN TV, but they are in Chicagoland. They're only shown in Chicagoland, so Chicagoland only cable television. And so that's where I have been since 1996.
So, it seems like you've been doing this way before we were born.
I would think so. I don't think any of you are 27 years old yet. And so I have been there for a while. I actually did some other things that led up to me being at CAN TV. I was the AV person in elementary school when I went to Gillespie, 93rd State. Whenever they had a class that needed to have music played or a movie played or film played, they would call me out of class to have the equipment, and I would go to that class and play it for that hour or whatever, and then I go back to my homeroom. Then I went to college, SIU, and my major there was radio and television production. I went to college in 1976, and at that time, it was really strenuous, very hard to get on television because of the FCC license that one had to get. And if you wanted to make it big in a big city like Chicago, if you wanted to be on television in a big city like Chicago, you had to go through little small towns like Paducah, Kentucky, or some small town, all due respect, a town that you didn't know of, and do television there, and then work your way up the ladder, up the ranks. Some people never make it to a major city like Chicago. Chicago is known as a world-class city, and to have your productions come on in a world-class city means that people from all around the world would come here and see your piece, your project. But now we have the internet. We can get on the internet and do a podcast like this one. I'm so happy that I'm doing this with the two of you, and this one can be shown around the world. So we're a world-class podcast right now, if I could, which is something different. And so those are the kind of things I've done prior to going to CAN TV. And doing productions there and directing there. I did sometimes I even go and I just do audio, or I might just do what we call computer graphics, or I might do camera, or I might do a number of things, set the lights, do the camera compositions. But most times I'm going in to produce or direct a show. And I do it on location, as a matter of fact, also. So I'll take cameras out, do press conferences, do bands, weddings, whatever the case may be. But most of my projects are things that people can witness on CAN TV. People running for office, for political office, they want to campaign so people can be persuaded to vote for them. And I've done those kind of projects. So there's things I've done since before I became first producer at CAN TV, and those are some of the things I've done since I've been at CAN TV.
Okay. Another question I have is, what are some of your inspirations? Like, is this something that you've always wanted to do, or what inspired you to become a producer?
You know, some of the things that inspired me was the fact that when I was a child, I used to see these things, these television and movies just made me want to express myself. You know, I have a story to tell? So, you know, they're the two mamas that are helping you do this project are both authors. Those two ladies have written books, and plural. I haven't wrote a book yet, but I've done plenty of productions. But I always want to, because I may be quiet sometimes, but I really think I'm an introvert. I like to assert myself more. So I want to tell my story, because if I don't tell my story, I can't rely on somebody else to tell my story for me. So I took it a little bit more serious, because people will put out books or movies or radio shows and try to describe me and those like me. Whereas it's better if I can tell my story, like the two of you are doing, telling your story and the questions that you ask, doing your podcast. It's better that you let the world know who you are, as opposed to me or somebody who has no clue. Well, this is who they are. So that sort of thing that inspired me, and I found the opportunity. I was supported by my teachers, and so I went for it. And those are things that initially inspired me. Plus, it's fun. You get to meet different people. You get to be aware of things that's going on in your community or in your city, and you're able to share that with other folks. And I'm able to help people. And it's really a good feeling to be able to help people, as you're helping me today. And I do appreciate the support that you're giving me. I appreciate it a whole lot. Keep up the good work.
1 second, we have a caller.
Okay.
Hello. Hi, caller. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
My name is Bartholomew James III, and I'm calling from Chicago. I have a question. What difficulties have you faced throughout your 27 years of podcasting?
I'm sorry. Could one of you please repeat the question for me?
So he said, Bartholomew James III Jr. said, what are some difficulties that you face producing during your 27 years?
Well, when I first started, I would help a lot of people, and sometimes they have me in the studio from 9 a.m. to midnight, and I would just be exhausted. And then they call me back to come to the studio 9 o'clock the next morning. I'm like, I need to get some rest. That is an obstacle I had to overcome and just say, no, I just can't do it. Because when I spoke earlier about, how you look, your body language when you're on camera. But even if you're behind the camera and you're like this and you're tired and your equilibrium is a little bit off, you're not really handling the equipment that well, and that comes across in the production. So I try to be rested so I could be alert, so I could be at my best at doing whatever duties I have to perform. So I had to learn to tell people, I did a whole, 12 and 3 is 15 hours yesterday, and I'm not able to do anything today, not this morning, 9 o'clock. Give me some rest, because if you don't take care of yourself, you can't help anybody else. So you got to help you, and you can help others. But if you just play yourself, then I won't be able to help anybody. I won't be able to help myself either. So that's one of the obstacles that readily comes to mind on when you are good at what you do. People will call on you, and you just have to make sure that you take care of yourself, because you are important. Thank you for the question.
So Bartholomew, you have anything else to say?
Yeah, I got another question. have you ever broadcasted with any famous people?
He said,
If you have, what people were they?
he asked, have you ever broadcasted with anyone that was famous currently, and who are they?
Well, I've broadcasted with, let me first say Jesse Jackson Sr. I've broadcasted with Spencer Leak, if you know, the owner of Leak Funeral Home. I've broadcasted recently with, Luther Vandross at one point. Thanks to both of the ladies who are helping you all out, both of the mamas. I've broadcasted with Cook County Board President Tony Preckwinkle. I just did an event with Mayor, I took photos with Mayor Brandon Johnson. I've done some productions with Mayor Lori Lightfoot. I've done some productions with the list goes on. Congressman Daddy Davis, I've done a lot of productions with him, and I'm thankful for the opportunity. I don't know, do any of you, do you all know of those people I just spoke of?
Oh, yeah, I know a few of them, but have you ever interviewed with Mama Zelda?
Oh, yes, I've done projects with her, plenty of projects, and the list goes on and on. I mean, from, what's her name? Just so many people. One of the Isaac, Ernie Isley, and Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis. These are some people that you all may not know of. Troy Tyler and with LaDonna Tittle. These are both personalities, media personalities that have been around for a while. And the list goes on and on. And so I'm very grateful for the opportunity to work with her and with Mama.
Have you ever interviewed with Snoop Dogg or Queen Latifah?
I did Queen Latifah. I sure did. As a matter of fact, Mama Zelda and I talked about this about a week ago because I couldn't remember if it was her or not. And yes, we did. She did a book signing on 95th Street. Borders used to be on 95th Street, and we did do an interview with her. Snoop Dogg, I have not did an interview or production with him. No, can't say that I have.
Have you, when you think about famous people, that are more so famous today with children our age, have you ever interviewed any of them?
Yes, I have worked with them and sometimes interview, sometimes record production, but I don't readily remember all of their names. One was a lady named Payne. She was a rapper. I can't think of her. Jamie Payne. I worked with her over on 47th Street maybe a couple of times. And I worked with the new person who was the poet laureate for the Chicago as a young man named Avery. I worked with him. He's younger than I am. And then there's Joy Binion, who's a singer. I've worked with her. I've worked with Jalecia Williams, Denicia, I'm sorry. She was also a spoken word artist. I worked with her just recently. So there are those who I've worked with your age, but I can't say that they all are as famous. I don't know.
Unfortunately, are out of time now.
Oh.
So can we have you come back another time?
You sure can.
All right, thank you. Thank you for joining us.
My pleasure.
Today, Bobby Keith. And hi, I'm Brandon.
Hi, I'm Chloe.
And thank you for watching the Baby Shabazz podcast on the Higher Learning Network. And number 8. And thank you, Bobby Keith.
Thank you for having me. Next week. We'll see you next week.
Okay, see you.
Thank you for using Blog Talk Radio.